Stock market is moving more volatile. The SPY closed up at 0.77% yesterday. We got some great news overall with Apple that brought this rally up even more. We'll be talking more about that a little bit later. We got additional 25% tariff on Indian goods, and that makes them having a 50% tariff on India overall because of them basically buying and selling oil from Russia still. And then now we have a 100% tariff on imported chips, but some firms are exempt from this. And we're going to be talking more about NVIDIA and other stocks like that. You guys don't want to miss anything in this video, so without further ado, let's get started. First off, let's talk about the rally with Apple overall. Honestly, man, I had an overnight call option and that thing hit. I did sell a little bit early. I think I sold at that 212.20 level for my call option down here. With it all being said, I did see a little bit of a sell-off, not really a big sell-off overall with Apple, but I did buy a call option here. I was a little bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I thought we were gonna fill the gap back downwards. And then we had that event that came out afterwards. And then we found out that Apple's gonna be building more in the US and just a lot more overall that we're gonna be talking about just in a second, but it brought the stock up even more. We hit that 220 level. So I'm gonna be watching that 220 level for today. But Apple CEO joined Trump for an investment announcement at the White House last night. They are set to raise its investment to $600 billion from their $500 billion investment. Apple will produce 19 billion chips in the US and will source all rare earth magnets from the US supplier. Apple will produce these chips in Texas, Utah, Arizona, and New York. So some other good news, like I said before, Apple and NVIDIA will avoid tariffs due to the US investments they made. Looks like their investments finally paid off. We've seen NVIDIA invest into the US like a while ago, and honestly, nothing really happened after that. But now we got the news saying that they're going to be exempt from these tariffs, especially with Apple and that India tariff. The India tariff was kind of killing Apple at first, and that's why Apple got down to like that 202 to 203 level. And now we're finally breaking back up. And honestly, man, if you guys got those call options that we called out in yesterday's video, you guys benefited a lot. In a bigger time frame, overall, Apple has been lagging behind overall, and this might be what they need to finally test those highs. But we are still far from it overall. But we did get some good news overall with Apple finally locking into AI, but we don't have like an investment or anything yet, but they are trying to get more into AI. They are a little bit behind, but honestly, man, if you look at other companies, they are in debt, a lot of debt, banking big on AI, but honestly, it is benefiting them a lot. They actually got sued from them falling behind on AI overall. If you guys didn't know, that investors actually sued them because they were supposed to put like the good AI on the iPhone 16 and it didn't really come out. And now, Apple is on Trump's good side. So that is good overall. That is going to bring them to the upside. We got that tariff exempt. We got the new phone release next month and just way more that can bring Apple to the upside overall. This has been my favorite stock and I have a decent amount of money in it in my long term. And I'm pumped to see where it goes overall. Maybe we can retest, 230, 240, maybe some new highs later on, but it is going to take some time. Please have your patience with this one, because honestly, you never know, bad news can come out too. First link in the description below, I have a bunch of courses to help you guys become more profitable. I have a long term that gives you guys 40 free stocks to outperform the S&P 500, especially in this time. And I also have, how to read charts, basic beginner things for trading overall, and how to make money off of $0 on your computer. So go check out these courses with that code down below. You guys can get 50% off, and the courses are already relatively cheap. I can promise you'll make your money back within the first day of using all the knowledge that you guys learned. Another thing that's bringing some bullish sentiment in the market is the spike in corporate buybacks overall. It shows that companies are betting big on themselves. These numbers are surpassing the record in 2006 and is doubling what we saw last year. So honestly, man, we're going parabolic right now with corporate buybacks and is bullish overall for the stock market. So talking a little bit more about earnings, man, we did have Uber, Shopify, McDonald's. I think McDonald's did decent. I think we got to go look at it in a second. But today before open, we got D-Wave, Celsius, Lilly, and some other ones, Sony. And then after close, not really anything big, maybe Pinterest. But yeah, man, we're not really looking at too many big earnings, but it is Friday Junior. So good luck, man. For this, with that all being said, man, please, man, if you guys are positive for this week, do not overtrade. Lower your trading volume for your day trades, just so you can lock in some profits, man. Let's lock in some profits for this week. Get ready for next week, and that's when you could start putting some more money in. But with that being said, man, comment down below how much you guys made, what plays you guys made. If you guys want, we could talk more about it in the comments below. So yesterday, we didn't really have anything for data, but Thursday, today, August 7th, we have initial jobless claims, U.S. productivity, labor costs, wholesale inventories. We got a speech and consumer credit. Honestly, man, the initial jobless claims can move the market overall, bullish or bearish. So let's see where this number comes in. 30 minutes or an hour before market opens and productivity and labor cost comes out as well. But this can potentially move the markets overall. So keep this on your mind and on your radar. And then tomorrow we have nothing scheduled. So Friday just going to be a little chill day. Just going to be maybe looking at tariffs and stuff like that. What is going on? Maybe a little bit more on Apple. We also had some news about the Swiss president leaving without a trade deal or tariff deal. So honestly, that is kind of bad too. And during a meeting yesterday, not Elon Musk, but Trump came out saying that Elon Musk is a good person, meaning that the beef is kind of over. We might not see anything in the future about that. They haven't really been beefing, and they've kind of been just on each other's good side. You know, you never know. They might still meet up for coffee still, or not coffee, but ice cream still. But Tesla might get a little bit more upside with this because investors might be more confident that that beef is over and we're not going to get, or he's not on the president's bad side no more. You know, we've seen like the president wanted to end his companies and stuff like that, but now he thinks he's a good person. So maybe, man, we're not going to be looking too bad on this no more. But we did indeed get that 50% tariff on India overall. We talked about this before, but it's mainly over India buying and selling Russia's oil. Trump wants to end the war, and the war has been going on for a long time. Trump even said today or yesterday that he is obligated to end this war. But we also seen today that, or yesterday, that we might get talks about a peace agreement with Russia and the Ukraine. So honestly, maybe we might get some good news overall. But keep this chip tariff on your mind and on your radar because honestly, this can change a lot of other companies that aren't really exempt from this. With that being said, man, let's get into some supports and resistance and get into some plays. So first one that I'm looking at is AMD. They did sell off after their earnings, but honestly, man, if we get a rally up overall, we might see AMD start testing, maybe not the highs yet, but we might be able to retest that 170 to that 175. So just have your patience with this one overall. If we do break above this level right here, the 167, going to 170, we might have some more bullish momentum to the upside, but please take your time with this one. If you really want to trade into like a day trade, I'll probably look at NVIDIA or Apple. But with that being said, for the SPY overall, man, I'm going to be seeing if we can retest that 640 level, but on the way up, look at that 637.5, 638, and that's 640. I haven't really traded SPY in a while, so I don't really have any levels to watch. I was actually going to do a call option overnight, but honestly, I mean, it would have printed a decent amount. But with that all being said, man, I haven't really traded SPY, so I can't really give you guys a buy zone because I'm mainly looking at NVIDIA and Apple right now, but maybe even like a Tesla play. If Tesla can continue to the upside, we could probably get like 330 with Tesla in the future. But if we do start inching downwards with the SPY, look at 635, 633, 631, and that 630 level. Next is going to be NVIDIA, man. We finally broke above that 180. I actually had a day trade that I scoped out because I've been seeing that it's been like retesting the 179 level. So I did indeed buy a call option. I think it was this, no, yeah, it was this one right here, the 177.77. I actually bought it right here, and then I sold at that 178.8. I honestly, bro, like this one was the one that I shouldn't have sold off on because this one actually rallied up to 179, but we did sell a little bit early because honestly, I was thinking that we were going to retest the 179, but I didn't want to get overconfident with this trade. So I did sell it at that 178.8 level. So honestly, didn't really do too bad. We got those Apple calls, a call on NVIDIA, and an overnight Apple call for today that is printing pretty well. So honestly, man, made my week with like literally yesterday and today. With that all being said, man, I'm going to be watching a retest of that 179 to that 178.8 level where I sold at yesterday, but mainly that 179.5 level. We might get down to there. This might be like a buy zone for me. But with that being said, I'm going to have my patience with the video overall. But if we do sell off and we go down to that 179.5 and we get a bounce, I might get into that trade, but I'm going to have my patience. And you can watch this level, the 181.5 level around, and see if we could break above that. If we could break above that, we could look a little bit more bullish overall with NVIDIA. Next, of course, Apple. We're into a range that we haven't seen. I don't even think we've seen this range yet, the 220 level. Yeah, so we're kind of back to where we were at before. So honestly, man, I think 225 is going to be a big level to watch. And then after that 225, we'll be looking at that 230, 235, 240, and then all the way up to like that 250 level. But I mean, honestly, bro, I think like you could be surprised what you can get with Apple right now, especially with all this bullish sentiment. Everybody's watching it. So honestly, man, I guess I can tell you guys the level that I'm looking at to sell my trade. I think to sell my trade, I'm probably just going to be looking at that 220 level just because I'm already decently in the money. Like my play already hit the money. And honestly, I might just sell it at that 220. But with that all being said, I think we could probably touch 225 today, especially with this bullish sentiment. So keep that in mind overall for Apple. But Tesla, man, like I said before, man, we are kind of going in an upward trend again. So honestly, if we could break above that 330 level and get a clear break above that 330 level, we could probably get 335 to that 340 with Tesla. But please have your patience because you can fall down too. And honestly, Tesla options are pretty expensive. So you don't really want to risk too much when you don't know where it's really going. So honestly, for Tesla, I try to wait until I see some clear news and or just a clear break or like a clear reversal on Tesla. That's what I try to wait for before I trade Tesla personally. But with that being said, man, Tesla's one that you can make a decent amount of money on, but only if you do it right, because you can also lose a lot of money. You can have a love-hate relationship with Tesla overall. But I do got to talk about Amazon because Amazon was one that also helped out the rally a little bit. We had Apple and Amazon just spiking to the upside overall. And honestly, man, we do still have a gap to fill all the way back up to that 230 level. So keep that in mind overall. But watch that 225. 227.5 and that 230 level to the upside for Amazon. But if we do start inching down lower, look at that 221.5, 219.5, and that 215 level. But with that all being said, man, good luck trading today. Do not overtrade. You know, it is Thursday. Let's lock in these profits for the week. If you guys are negative, you know, don't get more negative to say. But with that being said, man, smash the like button, subscribe. Let's get the 500 subs. We're so close. And check out those links in the description below. First link is going to be some courses so to help you guys learn how to trade better. But thank you for watching, guys.